Hey, I very not eloquently and long-windedly tried to explain some things about TVP in the last game I watched. This is the next TVP. We're still Server League, although you have been promoted since after you played this game. Pretty cool. Good job. Congratulations on being gold now. This is Tyrion versus blah 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 blah. So the 2-Rax poke into 2-1-1 is the build that you're attempting to do. And the biggest problems I've seen so far are that you don't understand how dangerous it is to be out on the field against a Protoss when he has... Actually, this is not going to be relevant in this game because he's Forge fast expanding or cannon rushing. So against a cannon rush, the most important thing is to deny access to the high ground. So that's why you should always build the first depot here and the first racks here. And then if you see him trying to come over here and you've scouted his base and you see a forge, all you have to do is build another depot here and a bunker in range of the ramp, and now it's impossible for his cannons to ever do damage, right? Because cannons need high ground vision or else they can't do damage. And the only way to get high ground vision is to have a pylon on the high ground or to have a probe on the ramp. So if your bunker is in range of the ramp, any probe that goes here to get vision is just going to instantly die, and now he can no longer cannon rush you. So this type of cannon rush, really easy to resist as long as you start it off with a depot and a racks. Just finish the wall in, kill the probe that's in your base, kill all the base, and say ha 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 ha. Right now it looks like he's got 3 probes down here. You're fighting with SCVs. Your marine's gonna come over here. This is, I don't know. One thing that I see in Masters League, I don't know if that's what this guy's doing, I kind of doubt it, is that people will do this cannon and take a nexus down here and get a cannon down here. So the point of the cannon rush isn't to kill you, it's just to make you pull SCVs while he goes fast expand. So he not only does he get a fast expand, but he also forces you to pull SCVs. So this is cool. You depowered the cannons and you're going to kill that pylon before it gets up. You're getting gas. You don't really want 4 guys on gas right now. And you don't want to completely stop mining minerals right now because you're not going to be able to make you definitely don't want to make a reactor right now too. Kill it. So you're never really able to stop him from getting... There you go. Once you've killed the probes, this is over. So at this point you don't even need to kill the pylons anymore. Yeah, you can just build a bunker here and you win. So that was decent. Honestly, you should have died to that. He let you kill 3 probes with SCVs. That's really bad. Pull a dude off of gas here. The rest of this game is relevant, right? Any game that starts this non-standardly is gonna turn into some frustrating pile of crap. You're either gonna win easily or you're gonna lose easily. It's all really dependent on stuff that you can't tell when you're back here at your base doing stuff. So like right now, it's 18 workers against 13, so you're way ahead, but you don't know that. If you just went over to his base, he can't get this nexus up. It's literally impossible, and he doesn't even have a gateway. He can't stop you from knocking that nexus down, but you're afraid to do that. Marine, and you're supply blocked, and you don't even have an orbital command, and you know, blah, blah, blah. It just throws you so far off your game that all of the standard stuff is completely crazy. So the best advice that I can give in a game like this is deny high ground. If you can't get anything to the high ground, you auto win. Second, get a tech lab on your first racks, not a reactor. Only keep 1 guy mining gas. Everyone else mines minerals except for like 5 SCVs that you use to fight. Get a tech lab and then get a marauder. Put a marauder in a bunker, and marauders have 6 range, and in a bunker they have 7 range. Cannons have 7 range. 7 range versus 7 range, he can no longer do anything. Like if you have a bunker with a marauder in it, you're in cannons. Second thing is a reaper. If you think you have the time to get a reaper instead of a marauder, reapers also have 7 range in bunkers against buildings. And the cool thing about a reaper is once you use it to survive the cannon rush, you can just walk over here and prevent him from mining, and you just win the whole game. Like if you had 1 reaper right now and he doesn't even have his first zealot or stalker, you're just gonna win. Good job. Like I said before, you can just walk over and deny him his expansion, and that's cool. You shouldn't be trying to get high ground against cannons because force field plus cannon equals I get to 1 base. Okay, you can't stop me. So when it's 1 base against 1 base, Terran has an advantage because you have an extra $160 a minute from your mule. So if you guys both have fully saturated 1 base with double gas, then you're always going to have a higher income than him, and that's cool. You just say, fine, one base versus one base, and just make a siege tank, banshee, marine, marauder off of one base and stack them up outside of his base, and just say, you know what, you can't come down your ramp, and you can't kill me, so whatever, I win eventually. I love he trapped his immortal over here. So you're keeping your money pretty low. Again, you're just like last game, your starport is coming ridiculously late. You didn't saturate this second gas. You got massive oversaturation on your first base. And I like to oversaturate my first base in TvP because I like to use my SCVs as fighting troops. Like, you oversaturate your first base, then you take everyone who's not really needed and you send them over to attack the Protoss with. That's kind of cool. This, I do not like, taking the third this early. Because you should theoretically be able to prevent him from ever getting a second. And if he never gets a second and you have two bases, you're way ahead. But if he never gets a second and you have three bases, you're actually pretty far behind. Because he only has to have one base worth of money spent on his economy, whereas you had to spend three bases worth of money on your economy. So, very risky business. Also, you never want to be shooting at a building while his troops are shooting at you. That's never a good plan. Do not suicide your army to kill the Nexus, because you can just kill his army. Your army is better than his. Look at this. His army is almost entirely made up of casters that are out of mana and have no reasonable spells that they can cast. You'd be able to kill this whole thing. Oh, siege tank walks in, kind of dies. So this actually went better than it looks, right? Because you lost your whole army and you didn't kill the immortals, so it feels like you killed nothing, but sentries are so damn expensive that if you lose your whole army and kill off all his sentries, you actually did as much damage as he did, which you can see from the units lost tab. So yeah, if you'd had SCVs over there and you'd have attacked in a way where the Nexus wasn't taking any fire, I think you could have really won that fight completely and just won the whole game from there. But you traded evenly, and that's good enough. So now we come into the three base problem, where you have three bases, which is a whole crap load of money that you've spent on those three bases. But one of them's completely not mining and not done morphing into an orbital. Another one's not done morphing into an orbital and only just barely mining. So your income doesn't reflect the fact that you're on three bases. And even if it did, you had to cut army in order to get that economy. So it's really tricksy business. Anytime you overspend on economy, you're gonna by definition have a smaller army, because you have the same amount of money right now, no matter what you spend it on. And if you spend it on CCs, those CCs don't help you fight. So now that you have Banshees out, kill that Stalker and he has to go home. It's kind of cool. Good. Banshee's killing the sentries, gonna kill the Stalker, and then you kind of win. Yes, kill it! Kill it! Oh my god! Alright, good. But he's had this warp prism here for a while, so that's no fun. Oh no! So, yeah, I would say this is not good. Man, this is not good. But I still think... Yeah, you still have the same number of workers as him. So as long as you don't lose the... Oh, man. So theoretically you're going to be fine as long as you just continue to spend all your money, but you're not really able to spend all your money at this point. You've got a big mineral income, not enough gas, and he forced you to lift over there, but also he's heavily Stalker based. I don't know. I'm feeling okay about this. You've got stim and combat shields. Once you got another round of production off your racks, you should be able to just completely mop that crap up. Come on, another round of production. Produce! Produce faster! Look how much money is piling up, man. Siege. Siege mode. Siege. This is gonna go okay. Doesn't have any force fields, and he's letting you get an arc on him, even though he doesn't need to. This is what he wants to do, is force you into this little tiny gap. But then he walks up Zealots, so you're just shooting at the Zealots from here. Run away, run away, run away! Oh, why'd you scan? You must have thought DTs, but there were no DTs. So there you mopped up his army, you've done more damage than he has. You have almost the same number of workers, and once you transfer these workers over to your third, you'll have a bigger income than him. Warp prisms are obnoxious as hell. As soon as you see a warp prism, start a Viking, like instantly, because it's guaranteed to kill the warp prism almost. And he's guaranteed to try to use the Warp Prism if you don't do it. So definitely always start a Viking right when you see the Warp Prism. You're not using your racks, and your money is still pretty high. But, you know, that's... And here we go, Warp Prism in the back. That's obviously what's going to happen. This is kind of buying him time to transition into a late game, too. He's triple Forge. He's not really using them. Not really using this either. This is buying him time. How long he's taking to realize that he actually built the infrastructure. Once you get beyond a certain point in TVZ, if he has a bunch of upgrades and Colossus and Psystorm, you kind of lose. Kind of lose. That's so funny. It's just been sitting in your base the whole time. You should always have vision of your entire base in every matchup, because you never want a Nidus Worm to come somewhere that you don't have vision. You have to make all these supply depots anyway. Why not make them spread around your base, you know? Put a depot here, depot here, depot here, depot here, depot here, depot here, and then you can have full vision of your whole base. So this fight, you're going to win easily and by miles. You've got a Viking, which is cool, but it's not killing the Warp Prism. It's just go over here. So here you go, winning the fight. But his reinforcements are right here. Defender's advantage. Hello?
I know now why I haven't done dishes.
Okay.
So many scrubby pads.
Okay, thanks for that story. See ya. Unless it says there's no scrubby pads. So even though you could win that fight and you won it pretty easily, his reinforcements are going to force you to go home. And he stopped all your gas mining, and he's ripping your base up, and you're still on 3 bases versus his 2 base, but you completely stopped mining at most of your bases. So again, you should theoretically have a larger income than him, but you don't. Now he's got charge, and he's got 1-1 upgrades working, probably 2-2 upgrades on the way soon, and we're just getting later and later and later into the game. It's not good. Alright, here we go. This is going to be good. Now you've got a bigger army in position than him, and you should be able to win from here. Come on, baby, win! Squish, 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 squish. And again, this is just like the other TVPs I've seen you play. The reason you're winning all these battles is because of composition. He's just making a whole crap ton of stalkers. It's so tempting as a Protoss player to make tons and tons of stalkers because they spend so much of your gas and so much of your minerals so well. And like, you know, if you have 8 gateways and a certain amount of money, you can spend it all on stalkers, or you can spend about 1/3 of it on zealots, right? And that's no fun. You don't want to spend 1/3 of your money. You want to spend all of it. So they get into this cycle of just constantly making more and more stalkers, and then you easily win all these fights because stalkers are crap. So again, you did do a few things wrong, but with the Forge Fast Expand opening that he did, there's really no way to compare this game to other games, so it's just more of a, you know, generally good job, well won.